CMLLEO is suboptimal or CMLL with influencing EO, and I'm going to use this video to explain why. But long story short, the reason that I don't think it's good is because sure, you're kind of using one step to influence the next step and improving it either by forcing an arrow or forcing a skip. However, if you take into account the bigger picture, this prevents you from using EOLR, because once you get an arrow or once you get a skip, you can't really do EOLR. And then the effect of that is that your ULUR is going to be longer. So you're going to end up using 5 to 6 moves on ULUR, whereas using a faster CMLL and a 7 move EOLR would probably be more efficient. So I'll have some cases set up to show you what I mean. So let's say you get CMLL and you get this case. So you have an arrow already, but I know that my standard algorithm for this flips these two and then would get rid of the arrow. But I don't care that much about it because I know I'm gonna have a 2 flip, one on top, one on bottom, and then I'll most likely be able to do EOLR with it, and that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like eight moves at most. So I'm just gonna do my normal alg. Okay, perfect. And now I got a really good EOLR actually. It's only like 5 moves, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there, and then that's the EOLR. So that was 6 or 7 moves if you count the AUF, and that's because I did the fastest CMLL and I got a really good EOLR. Now here, if you want to preserve the arrow, you could either do an alg that doesn't flip any edges, or you can flip these two or these two. So the fastest alg that does that is an OH alg that flips these two and it goes like this. So let's say I do this in this case. Now in this case, the alg is pretty good, but it's still slower than my main alg I did over there. And even though I influenced EO to save the arrow, I ended up with getting a worse EOLR situation, even though I have arrow. So this is gonna take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 moves to solve EOLR on the cube where I actually influenced EO, and 6 moves here with the faster CMLL. So the point here is that you don't always necessarily want to force an arrow because that's gonna in a lot of cases make your EOLR less efficient. This case is kind of special because I got lucky, but usually EOLR is 7 to 8 moves, and arrow EOLR, if you get a good arrow, which is rare, then it's like 5. However, if you get a bad arrow, it's going to end up being 7 or 8 as well. So in my opinion, you should almost always be doing just the fastest CMLL and then taking the EOLR that you get, because that's going to be the most speed optimal way to do it. Let's move on to the next case. So there are some cases, however, where I do recommend kind of influencing just because the algs are so similar in speed, or maybe even the same speed. So you just might as well take advantage of that and see if you get any really lucky skips afterwards. So here, we'll go one by one so you can kind of see. We just have the F sexy F prime, but I noticed that if I do it, I'm going to get 2 flip, which isn't bad, but like I can just do this as well and then get I'll do that again. If I just do the F wide sexy F prime, it flips these two, and then I still have an arrow. And since it flips this one, this might be a good arrow. And there, we have good arrow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whereas if I do F sexy F prime that flips these two, I'll get a line. I think it'll be, I mean, not a line, like a 2 flip. It's still a good 2 flip because I can go like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's a 3 or 4 move difference there. So in this case, I'd say yes, if they're the exact same speed, or if it's just an alteration by like a wide move. So if it's like fat soon or something, or like something like this, then go ahead and do that because they're the exact same speed, and you might be able to get some better cases and have a faster solution overall. But if it's like the previous case where the alg is significantly slower, it's probably not in your best interest to force the arrow, because that's going to mess up your EOLR. And lastly, you might be thinking, oh, what if I don't want to force an arrow? What if I want to force a skip? Well, skips aren't necessarily that good either, because the problem with skips is that, or forcing EO skips, is that you can still end up with having a long EOLR if the ULUR edges end up in really bad positions. You might have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7 move EOLR, where you just have to do the ULUR because you have to move it, place them both on the bottom, and then AUF, and then put them in. So here, let's say I do this normally. I just go like that, and then I can do EOLR here, so I can cancel this right here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that was a 9-move EOLR with the fastest algorithm for that case and not orienting. But here, if you say you get this, and, oh, I'm going to skip EO, you can go like this, which is slower, but then you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here you only save 2 moves compared to that with getting EOLR, even though this was an EO skip. So EO skips aren't really as good as you think because a lot of cases you have to do 7 or 8 moves to get it. So forcing EO skips I don't think is that good of a thing. The times I'll do it is if I have this, I'm gonna try my luck and see what happens. I'll just take it. But in most other cases, I'm not gonna bother with forcing EO skips. Hopefully this video gave you insight into why I think CMLLEO or influencing EO during CMLL isn't worth it, and that you understand what I meant. As always, you can find where to buy all the cubes in the description, except this one. This is the Volk Elite. I don't know when that's being released yet, but yeah, and also CMLL algs will be linked in the description on my website, as always. Thanks for watching.